Let's talk about this back to school season because it's here. It's everywhere, right? The school supply displays are popping up. The social media posts are coming. The countdown calendars. The neighborhood kids practicing waking up early. It's coming. We all know the drill. And even though you've made the decision not to do school, this season may still kind of get under your skin because suddenly that fear creeps in. Will they really be okay if we don't do school? Will they fall behind? Will I ruin their future success by taking this kind of risk? Will I be able to pull this off? So let's pause right there because I want you to know you are not alone. Every year, even the most confident unschoolers can kind of feel a little wobbly at this time. And it makes sense, right? We're wired to look for safety in the crowd. And when everyone's marching one way and you're not, it can feel uncomfortable, even scary. And when you're parenting from a place that already looks different, like unschooling does, it's easy to wonder if maybe you're doing it wrong. But here's the truth. You're not doing it wrong. You're just doing it intentionally. And that feels different, especially in a world built around conformity. So let's look at those fears together. But before we do, if you're new here, welcome. I'm Sue Patterson, and this is the Unschooling Mom to Mom podcast. After nearly 30 years in the homeschooling and unschooling community, with 3 kids now in their 30s, I want to tell you that unschooling works. It really does. Doors did not close for my kids, and they won't for yours either. Unschooled kids get to have all the great childhoods filled with all kinds of opportunities to learn. And they get into colleges, have careers, whatever path they want to pursue. So these podcasts are little 10-minute pep talks to help you on your journey to individualizing and creating the life that you and your family deserve. And if you're not new, welcome back. I'm glad you're finding these to be helpful. Be sure to leave a comment or stars or whatever your podcast platform uses to determine whether something is good or not. Then everyone be sure to tap into the resources that I make each week for the unschooling community. Sometimes it's for my membership group. Sometimes it's for the larger community. And you can tap into those things over at the unschoolingmomtomom.com website. There are courses and guides and more videos and podcasts, anything that you need for whatever way is best for your learning, because this is all kind of new and we all learn in different ways. I'll have links in the show notes to everything that I mentioned, but there is one thing that's coming that I want to be sure you know about. I'm doing a 30-day reset for all of us because of this back to school season. Because this time of year can be hard, I want to hold your hand and walk you through this. In the past, I've done webinars that are just like an hour, one day in August, but I think what you really need is something that lasts a little longer. Resources specifically for this to help you bolster your confidence so that when the neighbors' kids are heading off to school, you're feeling perfectly fine about your decision not to. I'll tell you some more about that in a little bit, or you can look down in the comments where I'll have the link where you can sign up for this. I think it will really help you in a way that will have a bigger impact and let you feel more confident with this decision. But I really want to take some time to talk about some of the questions that people have as they're deciding whether or not they want to unschool this year. Big questions like, will my kids be okay? And the answer is yes. And not because you're going to try to replicate school at home, but because you're creating a life filled with learning that's based on curiosity and built on trust and connection. Kids thrive when they feel safe, when they feel seen, when they know their ideas matter and their interests aren't being dismissed. All the research tells us this. It's just that schools can't really do that when they're trying to get 30 kids to a classroom from point A to point B. There's not a lot of room for individualizing. But unschooling allows kids to follow those sparks of interest, to pivot, to go deep, to stay shallow, whatever fits where they are at the moment. Then they can explore the world that's relevant to them, and then learning becomes really alive. So often then that makes people wonder, will they be able to do the things they want to do as adults? Absolutely. Unschoolers get into college. They start businesses, they get jobs, they travel, they volunteer, they invent things, they create things, and they find their way into meaningful work and life paths. And they do it without being drained by years of forced structure or told that they had to follow someone else's plan. Then they could get to their stuff. They're not just free ranging, they're living and learning in the real world. Another question that comes up is, will I really be able to pull that off? I mean, most of us did go to school. We know the path of conformity. Can we manage all this individualization? It hits deep, right? Because so much of our fear about choosing unschooling or not is about us. We wonder if we're equipped, if we're strong enough, if we're creative enough, whatever story we have in our head that has kind of held us back from doing this. Will we be able to hold on to our choice when everybody else questions it? Or when our kids have a rough day? Or when we have one ourselves? It's okay. All days are not perfect. All days don't look like some of those Instagram highlights. But one of the things I want you to hear is that you don't have to do this all by yourself. I'm here. I have a community of other unschooling parents that are really supportive that can help you. Because I don't think you're meant to do this alone. I don't think that was ever the plan. You don't have to be an expert. You don't have to know everything ahead of time, but you might need support. You need people around you who get it. You need voices that can remind you that this path is valid, even when it's not popular, especially when it's not popular. So if the school supplies and the first day photos start to stir up some doubt, that doesn't mean you're on the wrong path. It just means you're human. But if you'd like to feel more steady, more supported, particularly during this season, I have something that can help you. This Not Back to School 30-day reset. It's a full month of calm, confidence, and community on purpose. Live calls, daily encouragement, real talk about the realities of what we're all encountering. Because you deserve a space where that second guessing gets quieter and your confidence can start to grow. We start on August 11th, so check the calendar. I've got special deals through the end of July, so you'll want to tap into the good prices. I'll put the website here, and it's linked in the notes. If you're already in the Creating Confidence membership, you're already in. I want you to take a breath. This season doesn't have to shake you. You've got options, and you've got people who believe in you and who can help you develop whatever skill set you need to be able to pull this off, to be able to do this effectively, successfully, even when the world is doing something else. So I'll be back with more support. But for now, just remember, you and your kids, you're going to be okay. You don't have to do this by yourself. Have a great week.